Hello. So I wanted to post a video about vortexes and portals, and so energetic portals. And so a portal is a direct energetic connection vortex that connects you to another energy or consciousness. It connects one energy and consciousness to another. And we can open and close portals at will. We really can order that strong of an energy. And but when in the state that we're in, like especially for me, like you know what I mean, growing up, there were portals open to me and hooks put into my energy that I didn't realize to harvest my energy and siphon my energy. When I was little, rituals and things were done to harvest my sacral energy and my creative energy and my energy in general, because it's very, very potent. And like I didn't know the mechanisms of how they were created or how they were embedded into my energy from when I was young, and the effects that it had um, on me that were being able to keep the portals open so that they could do that. And so, and because there's I mean, emotional abuse, emotional manipulation, um, trauma, that kind of stuff can keep those portals open. You know, because then it keeps your energy, or you're thinking about it, or if you continue to put thought or mental or even emotions into that energy, it keeps the portal open, even if you don't mean to. You know, like you don't want to experience trauma, but if you think about it, because it's trauma and it's something that you haven't healed, it'll keep that portal open. And so, but the thing is, like, what with my spiritual awakening and my spiritual journey, I started to call in higher energies a couple years ago. You know, I started calling in Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Sandalphon, Archangel Samuel, Archangel Azrael, Archangel Orion, all the archangels, Archangel Zadkiel, Archangel Faith, Archangel Grace, Archangel Hope, Archangel Garcia, Archangel Castiel, Archangel Mallory, Archangel Muriel, Archangel Hanael. There's many archangels. But the main, you know, you've got your main that do the horizontal and the vertical planes. The horizontal plane is Archangel Michael. He does the south. And Archangel Gabriel, he does the west. Archangel Uriel does the north. Archangel Raphael does the east. Archangel Metatron does and vertically is above. Archangel Sandalphon is in charge of the earth grid. And he's below, he's part of the earth grid. Archangel Samuel is your heart. And so that covers all of the Merkaba that is around your Merkabic field. And Archangel Metatron's in charge of the chakras in the Merkabic field. And so, but anyway, I started calling them in, and I started calling in my celestial star families, because I've always felt a connection to the stars, always, the sky and the stars. And then I started calling my elementals in, my dragons, my fairies, my unicorns, my centaurs, my pegasus, my griffins, my gnomes, my elves, my selves, my duodnums, my undals, my undins, my sylphs, my salamanders. They're your earth, air, water, fire elementals. And there's more. There's so much more. And my ancestors for my highest good, and my deceased loved ones for my highest good, and my gods, goddesses, and deities for my highest good, and my masters and my spirit guides, and my nature spirits, and my spirit animals, and divine mother, and divine father, and mother, father, Adonai, and God, creator, source. And I started to call these energies in, and were complex and intricate. And so these portals that were opened, that were I didn't want, that were dark portals that were taken from me. These energies didn't realize that when I started to call my my divine spiritual team in, they could come through the portals just as much. As long as I kept calling them in with respect and honor and gratitude, they defend me and they support me and they love me. And so a portal goes two ways. And so when there's an energy that had been portaled into me, into my energy, and I was calling these divine energies in, they can come through. It reminds me of Full Metal Alchemist. One of the last episodes of Brotherhood is when Greed tries to take his father, the father is what they call him. He punches the father in the face, and his hand goes through him because he's like a god, you know what I mean? And so, and his hand goes into him, and then he's like, "Oh, Greed, thank you." He's like, "Let me take your life from you because I need it," because he was an evil father, and he was being attacked, and he needed energy, and he needed life force, because he needed Greed's power back to him. So he was going to take Greed's, and then Greed was like, "No, no," and then he goes, "Huh, just kidding." He's like, "You can't open up your energy without, or you can't open your energy to take my energy without opening your own energy. And that's true with portals. And so being able, when I calling those divine spiritual energies in while I'm portaled into, all it does is take over that portal and send those energies to that energy. It can release the energy that was being portaled into me negatively and return it back. But it can also go through to that energy through that portal. And so it's just it's like, be careful what you wish for, or like my ancestors say, fuck around and find out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't, don't mess with somebody's energy when you don't know what their energy is capable of or who's backing and supporting it either. And so like it was bound to end badly for those that have portaled into my energy. And it's fuck around and find out, and be careful what you wish for, because you for them to portal into me, they were opening a portal to themselves as well. And so, and energy goes back and forth. It's a never ending thing. And so, and the higher energies rule the lower energies. They can't even perceive them. The lower energies can't perceive the higher energies, because they're such a high vibrational state that they can't perceive those energies. And so they don't even know when they're working, when they're around, or what they're doing, or they have no idea, but they are there. Like I have a direct portal to the creator. I surrender to the creator all the time, because I know that's the best thing to do. And that's what I want to do. I want the creator to experience his creation of me, as me, through me, with me, and that's, for me to do that, I have to surrender completely. And I'm okay with that. The creator knows best. So, and that's the thing about it, that too, is that whatever an energy or consciousness can do, the creator can do better. And so, and I say that all the time, like, to myself, I'm like, whatever you can do, then God can do better. And so, so I don't need to worry about it, because I call God into my life all the time, and through me, into my energy and into my consciousness and God it isn't what any lower vibrational energy can fathom God's be, because they're so far gone from God that they don't know. They've taken on the persona of thinking they are gods themselves, or a god, or God it's himself, and judging and hurting others, and taking from others in a way that God would never do. But they themselves think they're a god and can do that to others. They're arrogant in that way. And so it was only time for them to have to fall, and for their evil deeds to be rectified and reconciled. And it's not easy. We're complex and intricate creatures, and we're a collective social creature, and so it affects many. And so you have to, that's why your intentions need to be pure. They need to be for the highest good of all. And then the creator can come through you, and the divine can come through you and work for the greatest, your highest good and the highest good of all, which is the best in this situation and in any situation. And it's not going to be a one and done thing. It takes time. Because we're intricate and complex, and because we're living in a constant changing state. It's actually beautiful. It's actually amazing to think about. Like I said, we're living constantly. That's why we have free will choices, because we have a choice in every moment to do something different. And that's amazing. That is so cool to be able to do that, to choose. God has given us that choice and respects and loves us in that way. What you want to do, though, is to call him forth when you're making that choice in the divine, so you know that you're making the best choice for everything involved, because it's not just you. Then it becomes ego, and then it becomes single, and then it's not for the highest good of all. The highest good of all takes into account everything. And so, yeah, no, I just want to talk about portals for one, and then whatever God can do, or whatever anyone, any energy can do, God can do better. Remember that. And then, concentrating on putting so much energy onto targeting me and hurting me and that kind of stuff. All it did is send me that energy so I could alchemize it with my divine spiritual team, because I call them in constantly, and I return those energies to sender times 10, or I alchemize them and I use them for myself in a positive way for the highest good of all. And so, yeah, it's just, it's being an energy alchemist is interesting. Coming to the remembrance of being an energy alchemist is interesting. Even AI technologies, nanites that have been used against us. You got to remember, God is all. God is everything. The divine is everything. And so that those energies, doesn't matter what kind of energy it is, God reigns supreme in us. As long as you give God and the divine that rain and that power, the power that's already theirs, you know what I mean? They can transmute any energy, even nanites, even AI technologies that have been used against us. And it's through our intention. Our intention is so powerful that we alchemize energy that way. We transmute energy through our intention alone. And then if you ask for your divine spiritual team, they will help you transmute those energies. And you can turn anything into anything. It's our beliefs that make it so. And it's hard to believe in that because we've been conditioned not to. And so we have to uncondition ourselves first and then be able to recondition ourselves into the truth of being able to alchemize and transmute any energy into another energy. The power that God gave us originally in our original divine blueprint to be able to do as conduits of light, so that we could manifest in our reality and play with our reality in a beautiful way, in a harmonized way, in a balanced way, but in a fruition type of way, in a creation. So it creates and it manifests and it flourishes and it prospers through us. It's a living light manifestation, is what it is. That's what we can do. That's what we are, and that's what we can do within our environment, in our reality. That's the truth. Like, our potential is amazing, what we can do, and that's why it was taken advantage of for so long, is because we are so powerful. Even a single one of us is powerful. You get a lot of us together that know our power and remember who we are, the dark will have no. And that's when, Mother Gaia, when there's enough of us, then when we meet critical mass, and we'll ascend, and the dark forces can't come with us. Where we're going, where the reality, what dimension we're going to be living in, the dark, they can't exist. The light is too strong. But right now, Gaia is trying to ascend with us in our physical bodies and have our physical bodies turn back into light, the original state it was, a light body. And after it had descended into a lower vibrational 3D physical manifestation, a carbon body. And so it descended into that existence, and we're trying to actually ascend it back into a light body experience through. That's how Gaia is ascending with the collective, through us. And it's through our choices and through our healing and through our sharing of love and healing together. And that's being done. The harmonization and the integration and the recalibration of our light bodies and of ourselves and of the collective consciousness into a light consciousness. And so it's going from physical of a carbon body back into a light body. And it's never been done before. This is the first time. Most civilizations that have ascended into a light body had to leave their physical body. I mean, it was a big event that happened that made it so that the whole planet that ascended, or star system even that ascended, transitioned not with a body. They transitioned into a higher consciousness within their energy, but they had to leave. They didn't have a physical body. And right now, this is the first time that it's been attempted to transform the physical body from the inside out back into the light body that it was originally, before it was descended and fell into a physical form. And so, and we can do it. It's hard though, and it hurts because there's pain and there's disease and there's suffering that has to be healed, that has to be acknowledged and recognized and healed and faced to overcome, to be able to integrate those energies, to be able to make us stronger in that way. But it's going to be a beautiful thing when it happens. I mean, the most amazing thing. It's going to be, it's history breaking for the entire universe for this to happen. And it will set the stage for other descended planets and their civilizations that want to ascend into a 5D consciousness and higher with their physical forms. It will set the stage for them, set up guidelines to help them ascend in that way. That's what we're doing. That's actually the truth of it, of what's going on. There's so much more, but yeah, like, the knowledge and information that I have, the wisdom that I have is, people don't know what I'm doing. It's cute actually, because I know, and I believe in what I know, and I'm confident in what I know, and I trust in what I know, and I exercise my divine gifts for the highest good of all, for this mission, for us all. and it's a lot different than what we thought. I'm a starseed wholeheartedly, like ridiculously, in an awesomest way, you know what I mean? Or I wouldn't be able to have the access to this information, but it was already within me to have. It's already me. It's already who I am. It's my knowledge is mine. It's just me remembering that it is. And that's a beautiful thing too. Like I chose to come into this life to help humanity. I actually volunteered for this position so I could experience what it was like, and so I could expand the soul consciousness in that way and help in the ways that I could from my own soul experience, overall soul experience, and energy existence experience. And when I did so, when I chose to do this, I didn't just choose to live this life. I chose to live many lives up until now, to gather the experience, to be able to utilize it here and now, to come back to the remembering of who I am and what I am, in the image and existence of God and God's energy and Creator's energy, to bring that forth and to show everyone else, to be that, to be the example, and to radiate it, so others can just pick it up and absorb it for themselves to activate and to ascend in those ways energetically. That's what I mean. Not just that though, like I've had lives as dragons, I've had lives as animals. That's why I hugely relate with animals and nature. And that's because I've had many lives in those forms. You know what I mean? Like I am very mystical and majestic in that way, honestly. And it's only because my life isn't just this life. I've had many lives in many different forms that I can draw the strength from, and the gifts and the talents and the abilities from. And that's beautiful too. You know what I mean? It really is, to know that I've had existences as different, and that's what comprises all of me. Every cell, every energetic particle that I have is comprised of all these different experiences from my energetic existence coming to fruition now, and during a time that it was needed. And that's why God favors me, is because I volunteered for this. I didn't have to do this. There were many souls that were fragmented from a very traumatic experience, from something that evil that happened in the cosmos. It's when Tiamat, um when was vaporized. Her planet was vaporized by a dark forces. And there were so many souls that were killed just instantly and didn't know, and they were confused and in a state of confusion, just moving around. There was a conglomerate of them. They came together and they didn't know, and the energy was just, and that's how the reincarnation cycle started. And the Palladians came and to help to heal that trauma, that really galactic, painful scar, in real scar in reality, in existence, that happened. The Palladians came and helped to put us into, and that's where the reincarnation cycle began, was to be able to heal those wounds from that traumatic experience. But when that happens, when they started to reincarnate, they had their own experiences still. And so, like, that's why it's not linear. It's not one or done. It's not black and white. And so it goes up and it goes down, and it's in a vortex, and it's you can go up, you can go down, you can go left, you can go right. You know what I mean? It's all dependent on our choice and what we choose, how our soul will expand or not, or how we will grow or not, how we will heal or not. It really is. And God bless the Palladians, and God bless the Syrians and the Orions for that. The good Orions. There's high councils, and there's many Arcturians. The Andromedans. They're all here to help us because of the pain and suffering we've been going through for over millennia, just generations and generations and generations. And we're healing karmic cycles, and we're healing cycles in general, like that have plagued us for so long. And this is the time of that healing, the time of the Great Awakening. And it's beautiful to be a part of. It is. I'm glad that, like, it's hard. It is not easy. It is not easy at all. But that's what makes it worth it, is that it is that hard. And that when you overcome how hard it is, you get to keep that. You get to keep it. Whatever you decide, whatever you are able to overcome is yours from then on out. It is your power. It is yours to use in the way that you want, but don't use it for bad, because then you'll just fall back down. You'll descend again. You know, like that's, and then it's not overcoming it anyway, you know, then then it doesn't work that way. When you overcome pain and hurt and trauma, you actually overcome it. You face it, you deal with it, you heal it, you cry, you integrate it back to yourself, and then it's yours, though. It's your power, and then you can use it to do the same in other ways, or share it with others. That's what my intention is, always to share my healing with others, as long as, you know, it's not so that they can take it and do whatever they want. You know what I mean? There's respect and reciprocity, but it's for, if I heal something, I hope that it's accessible, since I'm here with a collective, that it's accessible to anyone that interacts or encounters or experiences my energy. Any energy consciousness that encounters, experiences, or interacts with my energy consciousness, my intent is that it is healed, blessed, activated, awakened, ascended, expanded, evolved, elevated, or experiences God's consciousness in whatever ways for their highest good and the highest good of all. And I've been that, my intent has been that for a very long time, you know. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. So I don't even know what I'm going to call this video, you know. I'll figure it out though. So I love you. Share the love. You need it. It's time.